Okay, so here's new golf student Matthew. Here's his before technique on the left-hand side and his after technique on the right-hand side. So this is after one lesson. So Matthew is taking lessons from another San Diego golf instructor and having a difficult time with consistent club head ball contact. He was having a tough time with power and accuracy. So if you don't really know what to look for, the swing really doesn't look too bad. I mean, that's, could be argued that that's a pretty good finish. Could be argued that this is a good finish here. But once you know what to look for, then things start to become very glaringly, it becomes very obvious what needs to be improved. So we take a look at his before technique. The technique he was using to close the club face was causing him to spin out and also giving him this rear shaft lean through impact. When you have rear shaft lean, that's where the club head ball contact inconsistency comes from. Also, the technique that a person uses to close the club face that leads to rear shaft lean also leads to adding loft to the club when the club head comes through impact. So the golfer ends up, if you don't have the right technique to close the club face, then you end up turning a 6 or 7 iron into an 8 or a 9 iron. And then you're having to swing harder at your irons, so you're having to swing almost twice as hard with a 7 iron to hit it, whatever, 150, 160 yards, as opposed to being able to swing smoother and more in control to hit your 8 iron 150, 160 yards, because you're having to swing harder because the club face is opening up through impact and the golfer's turning the 6 or 7 iron into an 8 or 9 iron. So once you know what needs to be corrected, then we can start making some big strides. So instead of this old technique of closing the club face this way, now we worked on quite a few things. Now, one of the things is we needed to slow down his hips, but that's not the main thing we worked on. The main thing we worked on is how to close the club face through impact. And so now, instead of this old technique, this old impact position, now we have this new impact position through impact, and now we're able to look like this. So big improvement from the old to the new. Now the hands actually get to accelerate through impact instead of decelerating, and we have this forward shaft lean at impact instead of rear shaft lean. The hands get to accelerate. The club head actually closes through impact. Now the hands get to accelerate through impact. Now we have better club head ball contact, and instead of turning an 6 iron into an 8 iron, we're now turning an 8 iron into a 6 iron. So we have better club head ball contact. Plus, we're able to get more distance while swinging smoother with our clubs, because we don't have to overswing because we have better technique through impact now. So now we can make some big strides with the rest of the swing now that we improve the technique for closing the club face. Anyway, great work. Good work with this new golf student Matthew. More to come. And if you flip at the ball through impact, or you know somebody that flips at the ball through impact, have them reach out and we'll fix their flip.